Alright, so thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. If you can hear it in my voice, I'm a little sick right now, but that's okay. I wanted to put this out real fast. Probably go out tomorrow because I'm on my way to work right now. But Nintendo dropped the code name for their newest console. Put out a trailer yesterday. They're calling it the Nintendo Switch. Set to release in March of next year, 2017, and we don't know a whole lot about it. It was only about a 3-minute trailer, but I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on it. Now, for people that know me, know that I'm a little Nintendo biased, and by little I mean a lot. But if you've seen this trailer, then you can kind of tell why. So, for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's a console that is about the size of a regular Wii, but in the middle of it is an iPad slash Wii U gamepad type of peripheral with a controller on, or buttons on either side like a controller would, and the screen in the middle. And the gimmick essentially is you can hook it up to the base, which would make it a whole console, and play it on a television and hook it up to that and do it that way. Or if you want to, you can take it out of the console and play it mobily, which is something that I read that Iwata, before Iwata passed away, that was one thing that he was really pushing for, was mobile gaming. So that's kind of the direction they took with it. They didn't really give out any sort of specs on it, so I guess they're going back from discs to cartridges, which I find really interesting. It makes sense because you can't have a mobile thing like that with discs because it wouldn't work that way. I don't know. I think about it, and first of all, I love the concept, and as always, not just me but everybody would be a bit skeptical about certain points of it. I mean, when I look at it, I'm like, okay, going back to cartridges, how is that going to affect the quality? And when you take it out of the console mode and turn it into mobile mode, how is that going to affect the quality? What's the battery life on the mobile device itself? Things like that, things that will be revealed in the future. They didn't give any price points either. But this is the reason why I like Nintendo more than anybody else, because they're trying something new. They try something new that they have been for their past 3 consoles. It doesn't look like the Switch has any sort of motion control kind of crap, which I wasn't really a huge fan of. Not that it was terrible, I wasn't a fan of it. And the screen itself, the peripheral, looks more accessible than the Wii U gamepad did, so I'm sure they learned a couple lessons there. But this is why I like Nintendo so much, because they're not just trying to pump out a new, it seems like with every other company, it's just a matter of, okay, the only thing we're going to do moving forward is making the hardware more powerful, to make the graphics look better, more frames per second, which is fine, it's whatever, but it's not innovative. It's not doing anything for the overall, gaming community. There's nothing new there. And with the Switch, or with Nintendo in general, with the Wii, they had motion controls. With the Wii U, they still had motion controls to a lesser degree, but they brought in this gamepad, which added new elements to games. And now with this Switch thing, they're trying to promote mobile gaming, and just being able to play anywhere that you want to, which is another interesting thing. Since they're going back to cartridges, I found it, I thought, I was like, what's this going to do to their already existing mobile gaming platform, the 3DS and things like that. But in my experience, I think mobile gaming and console gaming are two completely different worlds. But we've never had a home console like this that can push out, HD console-style games on a mobile device. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually pans out, or if it pans out at all, because sometimes when companies announce something, sometimes they don't turn out to be all they were cracked up to be. either way, it's going to be interesting. They've also announced that they have a lot of third-party support, which is something Nintendo hasn't had in the past, or hasn't had a whole lot of in the past a decade or so. And there's a big list of all these third-party companies that have said to be on board with the Switch, which is really interesting. Not that I think that they need it to stay alive per se, but it'd be nice for them to get some sort of support and maybe pull some gamers away from, the other consoles. It was interesting because in the ad, you notice, if you watch it, there weren't any kids. It was all adults playing the Switch, which I find kind of interesting. I wonder if they're kind of moving away from the kid-friendly type of atmosphere to try to, garner more adult, a more adult audience. It'll be really interesting. I plan on getting one, and as time goes on, more and more will be said about it. I feel like I had something else to say about it. If I did, I totally forgot about it. But yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer, I'll put a link to it in the description, and let me know what you think about it, because I, for one, first of all, I'm a fanboy, so I'm going to get one regardless. But even if I wasn't a fanboy, I'm seeing a lot of people praise Nintendo on what they're doing right, and man, one of the several games they showed off in the trailer was Skyrim, and some people are like, "Oh, why would you care about Skyrim? It's like a 5-year-old game." But other people are like, "It's gonna let me play Skyrim on the toilet."